step back from itself. Let's not project forward. Let's purify the desire well. The projecting forward, the mindset, which is the desire that is soaring forward, step back on its own. With everything, step back from itself. With everything, let go is on its own. With everything, no grasping is on its own. With everything is no grasping on its own. This is not about being obsessed to aim for anything, to project on anything, to be paying attention, being serious with anything. Let's not be obsessed to give significance and meaning, taking things into account obsessively. Everything is stepping back on its own. Stepping back on its own with everything. No grasping is on its own with everything. In this way, it will be possible to help through releasing and unwinding and purifying through the emptiness. All this aiming forward, projecting forward, and mindset is the habits of worldlings ways. Is karma, which is clashing. Stepping back on its own with everything, no grasping is on its own. Then it will be by the essence of the purification of the emptiness more constantly. This is not to set up mindset projecting forward. That is the desire, the habits of the desire, which is the samudaya, the cause of suffering. With everything stepping back on its own. No grasping is on its own. With this, it will purify through the emptiness for samsara constantly. This is not to be stuck with the projecting mind, aiming forward and paying attention with anything. It's not about true or not true. That which is not even itself. No is not even know itself. With everything, let's purify simultaneously altogether. That's the great compassion from the reminder. Let's purify simultaneously for everything. Stepping back is on its own. No grasping is on its own with everything. This will be helping through unwinding and purifying through the emptiness simultaneously with everything. The word everything has to be beyond maintaining or sustaining already. Maintaining and sustaining is the habits of realm of existence. This is the habits of samsara. The habits which is samsara in itself. Let's purify through the great compassion. Use the reminder, covering everything. The boundlessness is everything. Everything is the boundlessness. With this, it will purify the habits of samsara. Step back on its own. not crashing in the worldly ways, not crashing with anything. Instead, it will purify through the emptiness. Let's purify through the emptiness instead. Stepping back from itself, no grasping is on its own. No grasping on its own will purify all about maintaining and drowning. It will dissolve these states of mind. The habit of maintaining, drowning, stillness, indifference, this emotion, that emotion, which are maintained, will dissolve instantly. With everything, no grasping is on its own. Discarding is on its own. Giving up is on its own. Remind well through the great compassion, everything, child, so that it will purify the paying attention with particular things. To be obsessed with that, being obsessed with realms of existence, with being realm of existence in itself. Stepping back on its own, child. This is not just stepping back from anything. This is not just about letting go of anything. Letting go is on its own. It's not just about giving up anything. Everything is giving up on its own. With everything, child, it's not just not wanting anything. No grasping is on its own. No grasping even from the non-grasping itself. Therefore, if you can remind yourself with the great compassion, no one will force you to bless at all. Everything, the word everything, the reminder with everything is the reminder of the great compassion. Once there is a conclusion towards ending, is simultaneously shared with everything. That's the essence of the blessing in itself, child. The non-attachment is not stuck with itself. Therefore, it has no limits. My is not just my. The non-attachment has no limits. Any sentence can hit you. Each sentence purifies the samuttai, the delusion, the delusive attachments totally. Each sentence purifies desire, delusion, and delusive attachment totally. Each sentence dissolves realms of existence and lifetimes, dissolving karma totally. Each sentence ceases the samuttai. Each sentence is the great compassion totally, helping through ending for samsara. Each sentence cannot be grasped at all. Each sentence purifies everything, cannot be grasped at all, even a sentence. Each sentence even purifies itself. It discards even itself. Each sentence even dissolves itself. Not to be grasped, not to dwell in, not to circling, not to become samsara at all. Each sentence is the purification in itself. It dissolves itself. Therefore, it's impossible to grasp even a sentence. Why is that? Because no grasping is on its own. Let's purify samsara through the enlightenment only. Purify all types of relationships. Let's not be obsessed with being friends with anyone or being enemies with anyone. Let's not be obsessed with being teachers, students, or relatives or families with anyone. Let's purify all forms of relationship. Let's purify all forms of the samuttai child. Whether it is friendships or binding ships, let's purify the purifier itself. Let's purify families, siblings, and all that. Let's purify everything. So that we don't have to search for our relatives. Let's purify the searching thoroughly. There is no need to search for our relatives and families to be complicated. Within samsara, let's purify through the boundlessness, through the emptiness, without traces only. Let's not be obsessed with just friendships or friends to die, to be born, to be sick, to be old age with. Isn't that enough? Let's not be obsessed to be just father, mother, siblings, families, on and on in such a way. Let's purify through the emptiness thoroughly. Let's not be stuck with just to be friends with, to die with each other all together, to be old age all together, and to be born all together. Let's purify all that. then samsara will not become samsara itself. With everything is non-attachment on its own, child. Listening to the Satyadharma and having the hat on, what will happen? You have another head. Listening to Satyadharma while having your hands in the pocket, maybe you will have no more hands. Huh? You can't do anything, huh? Beware. Let's purify thoroughly. It will purify all cases of karma. All types of karmic difficulties will be automatically purified. Look at Luang Po's hands, always giving. Open up as giving, not to put somewhere else. Always opening palms. You don't see opening palms, both palms, not just one side. Giving all, nothing is left here. Because giving something that doesn't exist. That is purifying through the emptiness. This is called blessing accordingly. If you are able to discard on its own, letting go on its own, that which is boundless will purify all situations and all forms. The emptiness purifies all forms, not just stuck with itself. Emptiness doesn't signify itself. It's impossible to be limited with just the emptiness. Let's use the purification of the emptiness instead, towards all forms, all conditions. If enabled to step back on its own, then it will end the creation of karma, because it's derived from the projecting mind, the obligation of the mind. This is intentional karma. The intention is karma itself. It creates karma as well. All these kind of projecting minds, expectation, obligation, let's not involve with all this. Then there will be no karma created. It will not become karma. That which has nothing to do with setting up or not, obliged or not, it will not become karma. That which has nothing to do with the uninvolvement itself, it will not become samsara, child. It will not become samudaya, cause of suffering and the suffering. That which has nothing to do with the uninvolvement itself, it will not become samsara or cause of suffering and suffering. Discarding is on its own with everything. Giving up is on its own. It's not just discarding body or mind. It's not just discarding. Discarding is on its own. Discarding even from discarding itself. Not just discarding something. In this way, it will unlock the opinions, the viewpoints, the belief values in such a way regarding discarding or not. Let's purify all these viewpoints and belief values. Discard even from the discarding itself. Discarding is on its own. Let's not be stuck with just discarding or not. Then it will be automatic purification of the boundlessness. It's not just stuck with just letting go of anything, giving up anything, discarding anything. Give up even from the giving up itself. That is the great compassion. Purifying samsara without limits. Let's not be stuck with just belief values. That will have no great compassion for samsara. Why samsara is still suffering. Compassion through the purification of the emptiness for samsara. The compassion in this way and that way through forms is considered as compassion of the karmic difficulties collectively, having debts of karma and debts of gratitude collectively. Therefore, it comes out in the form of compassion in this way and that way towards each other. The true compassion and great compassion is the purification of the emptiness child. The compassion in this way and that way is just the karmic difficulties which one has had towards one another. But the true conclusion of the great compassion is the purification of the emptiness. The non-attachment is on its own. That is the purification of the emptiness. Non-attachment on its own, which is the purification of the emptiness.